He has been with that wife I mean, I've seen that wife as long as I've seen Museveni.
That's true.
Yes. Which is a good thing, by the way.
It is. It's good to keep a woman.
Surely.
It's rare.
Surely.
Yep.
So Keith, take us through what do we pick from a wife that is very rowdy, that is very cantankerous? Yes? And how can someone also differentiate between a bad-mannered woman and a woman just struggling with double personalities within their life? And perhaps they need help. They love their husbands, but to the environment around them, they are hostile.
It's a very good question. That's a very good one. And even before going to the depth of this topic, I have heard these things, several from different men who just are very, very worried whenever they go out with their wives. Because she's going to blow up to the waiter, she's going to abuse the waitress. From the moment they leave the house, anybody they encounter, the wife just totally loses it. Not only even outside, but even in her home. Not to the husband, not to the children, but to the workers. You know, she's always yelling and quarreling and unhappy with what's happening. This food is cold, this is too much salt, you didn't iron these things well, this house is dirty. From the moment you wake up, she's in that mode. And maybe you're all going to go out for a function. So you imagine you start in that mode, enter the car, and she's normal. She's like, Bambi, honey, I'm sorry I was late. You know, this girl's
she can switch in a second.
In 2 seconds, she switches from one car to and you're entering the car and you're driving and she's quarreling with the pump attendant, the fuel.
Meanwhile, with you, hi, baby.
Hi, baby. And by the time you get to where you're going, you're panicking. You're worried. You're like, am I going to get embarrassed? So much that you even start dodging public appearances with her. You'd rather be alone. Or you'd rather go ahead and prepare. At the hospital, I've seen people like that. I've seen men come in and you know, speak to the staff and say, you know my wife. He starts with that phrase. You know today I've come with my wife and you know my wife.
And people of that place know them.
They know them.
Hospital, the nurses know such
they are used. They know, and they know that when she walks in, these are the expectations. And nobody will ever meet her expectations because she'll still be unhappy. She'll still give negative feedback when she's asked to give feedback. And they are always, but they'll still come and we still receive them. Now, one of the things is that, you know, how do you know that your wife is not, then have a mental problem, does not have a personality disorder?
They're just not bad manners.
You know, one of the very interesting things is the mood swings. It's very unpredictable behavior. It's very unpredictable. The mood can swing, but very functional, very loving. There are no hallucinations. Doesn't hear funny voices. You know, is not paranoid. Does not think everybody's against her. In fact, she'll tell him, I know people don't like me, but I don't care. Hey, you know, she's very self-aware and
so
very
long
confident.
As you love me. So long as
honey,
my family.
you are the only one. You and my kids. And she'll make such statements. Even so tell the maids.
I don't care about other people.
Even tell the maids. Me, I can survive me and my husband and my children. The rest of you, you know.
So it is well.
It is well. She's not crazy.
She is,
Then, you know, the dissatisfaction with various aspects.
And in-laws know them.
Of course, in-laws know them. Your mother will sniff her from a mile. The day you're dating, you'll
actually hardly visit.
Surely.
Yes.
And usually, I do not know if it's by design or something. Usually they have very calm husbands, very down to earth,
Thank you so
very
much.
humble.
They know how to look for them. They're like, so there's some of the symptoms. Very quick to anger. Very, very quick to anger. And you know, and nothing satisfies them. Very easy to get dissatisfied by anything. Not your husband. But the husband is very patient with her. She loves the man. She's like, you can't cook the egg like honey. The bawan. And they always talk about the husband. My man, my husband.
And usually very faithful.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very faithful.
Very faithful. You know? And she'll be the type of person to always compare the husband to all of you men around her. When things have failed, she's your supervisor. And she's like, my husband is not even in this organization, but he would do all this work without anything.
And then everyone is wondering.
And what kind of person is he? You know, very rigid.
What type of a husband?
The expectations are rigid. She does not have... There's no room to negotiate or compromise when an expectation hasn't been met. It is, this is what I expect. Not with the husband. but with the maids, with the colleagues, with subordinates, even with her supervisors. There are
Right.
supervisors who like, I wish every meeting you are in, the supervisor like, can you please transfer this lady to another department?
Meanwhile, they're different from a woman who disrespects her husband,
Those are different.
who underlooks the husband, who think they should occupy the
Very
vacuum in a home,
Right.
who think there should be another man in the house.
The man, in this home, there is a father figure, there is a husband,
And he's
there
a
is
king.
a priest
Yeah.
of the home,
Right.
there is an authority who she honestly respects and listens to, and his opinions are
And
valued.
when he speaks,
That's it.
she will listen.
She will implement. She will even say ngenda kulopa watata. She, you know, but then in 2 seconds, you've sat in a restaurant,
Yeah.
you've relaxed, and you've called the waiter, you start panicking. You even see
You're
the
like,
men
what
start
is she-
ordering faster. It's like, waiter, ono ayagala nyo kachai ko mukalu ne honey.
Ne honey.
Because the moment the guy comes in, she
Yeah.
can even just start by, I want tea, but are your cups clean? How do you wash your cups? Muzoza mutya. Mujja kumpa obulwadde. Last time I was here nalwala. Honey, do you remember how I was admitted? Na
Yeah.
mikopo byammwe.
Then she
I
walks to
have
the
noticed,
cashier,
yes.
she walks to the barista,
Everywhere.
she walks to the... Before you know it, she's all
Ate
over.
nekakutanda and the order delays.
Let the order delay.
Honey, we are going to, you should leave. This
should
is,
leave.
This is unacceptable.
Or she tastes food
Can you
and
imagine?
throws the things down and says,
Can you imagine?
this
I just,
is spoiled meat.
we need to leave.
We are
And
leaving.
when the man says, no, let's eat, let's just tolerate.
Let's
and
eat. Honey,
okay,
you know what?
okay.
But
And
with
she-
complaints.
Yes.
Yes.
If it wasn't for my husband, I was going to. There are those people who come and say, if it weren't for my husband, I would have sued this whole hospital.
Wow.
Livingston, how do you deal with such a woman?
Wow, it's really tough. But I've also noticed that such women are sanguines. That is usually their personality. And you know, sanguines are all over the place. You don't want to have such a woman around you. Well, they are not bad people. It is good to know who they are and their personality. But you see,
Now, I want you to advise.
all the time.
I want you to advise the
Yes.
young men who are listening,
Yes.
who have not married and are dating or about to date.
Yes.
What are the things they should look out for such a woman?
Now,
I'm
trust
sure they
me.
have symptoms.
And even those ones already seeing the symptoms.
I know,
And they're like, but
You're like, you need
these
to
ones,
go-
they want to
Ah,
grow them.
eh.
Hey, this is a phase in life or something.
They are not afraid of anything. They will throw it in your face as is.
Even when you're dating.
Yes, something about them, much as you might have, you know, you might be skeptical about some of these experiences and, you know, appearances on what could actually happen. They are genuine people. They will throw it as
genuine.
is. Yes,
That's true.
they won't pretend. They won't pretend. They will
There's
tell
no
you,
kwewombeka and semuna.
naye kirevu
Ekirevu
kyo.
kyo. Kisale.
Atisale. As in, there's no kwewombeka, there's no pretense at all. Yes, they are quite open. Yeah, but you see, their attacks are also very outright, which is wrong. Yes.
There's emotional intelligence lacks. The
there's no
delivery, the mode of
emotional
delivery is
intelligence.
hard.
They don't read the room. We call it reading
Reading the room.
Yes, reading the room. And then they end up being a menace to the people around.
The people around,
You
yes.
end up being a problem. People regret having you around them. You see
And
that?
even to you that is
Now-
loved, that is dearly loved, you become uncomfortable.
Now, those people are good when you actually, you know, having a function, you're putting together something, they have a lot of ideas.
They get things done. They are fast.
Very fast.
They are quick
yes.
on their feet.
They are all over the place because they're always talking, they're always doing this, they know where to find what. You see that? Do you need a dress? No, we can find it down here. There is
That's
this
why they
corridor.
thrive in
Exactly.
corporates.
Yes.
So how
the
do
best
we
way
deal with such?
we can deal with them. Number one, you need to prepare a prayer. Prepare a prayer in case you're moving out with such a person. But also understand
Because what I'm talking about
the button
is
to press.
someone is already dating
before-
such a person, and we're not advising them to leave them.
No, we want them to.
Yes.
No, you
But-
cannot leave them.
Yes. So
but
how do you maneuver life with such people?
now, the best way you can actually have such a person is accept them as is. Yes, because you're not going to throw them away or do away with them. Accept them, but also just understand what triggers them. Very important. Once you get to know the triggers, you're going to, at times they're uncontrollable. You can't control them and you can't predict what could come next. But you see, you need to be mindful of where you go with such a person. If I'm going for a corporate, party, or I'll be mindful. I can't take that person around me.
So to you, it is about managing such a person.
You need to manage such a person. So you need to know, where am I going with this person and how am I going to deal with them, just in case. But also you need to know the kind of friends around you. Yes. And you need to make sure when you are moving with such a person, you have company alongside, especially her friends, that will keep her engaged so that they don't interrupt the rest of the other surroundings.
But such people,
very important.
Such people, even in the presence of their friends, for as long as the husband is in the midst, they know the husband.
Yeah, but
And
I have someone who's going to contain her for me. You see that? Because, trust me, the more you overly engage or stop her, she's also going to get bitter. She's going to jump onto you.
Okay, Stone is talking about
Very
managing
important.
such a woman.
Yes.
Yes.
Is there something you can do? You may not do away completely with the character, but is there something you can do to scale down a bit on the
you see,
other side of the coin?
I like what he was saying. Is that so one of the things, just to build on to what he's saying, is that you need to establish boundaries right from the beginning. You need to make her aware of what makes you comfortable and uncomfortable. Because the moment you don't set boundaries and you do not show her that these are the things I'm comfortable with or uncomfortable with, it's very easy for her to step over.
Now that is streamlining.
Yes, you streamline.
But you see, Keith, I love the boundaries, but you see, when we are talking about personality, this is my definition. This defines me.
Unchangeable.
So, exactly. So the man out there who is actually dating such a woman, you need to know what you're comfortable with and what you're
Exactly. And that's what I'm saying, is that
Because you're not going to change the other person.
No. You can't change.
You can't change,
but you communicate.
There's something you can do.
You see, you need you need to communicate what makes you comfortable in that relationship, because she's unique. That's who she is. As you've said, you can't change her. Yes, you can't change her. Very unique personality.
And something you should appreciate, they love you.
And they love
listen
you.
to you.
They listen
so
to
when
you.
you tell them something, they will definitely implement.
Absolutely. So
somehow.
And do it with empathy. Do it with active listening.
Okay.
Do it with managing your own emotions. Be calm about it.
And you have to be patient with
Be
her.
patient. Control
Very patient.
because boundaries
Because
are
when
very
you
important.
go hard on her,
She's
she's
going
getting
to
more harder.
absolutely,
More harder,
absolutely.
yes.
So seek. You want to seek compromise in an empathetic way. You want her to appreciate from where you're coming from without necessarily coming head on, because that's who she is. The moment you go head on, she's going to become combative. Very.
So it's approaching such a challenge with empathy.
Yeah, empathy.
Livingstone is managing such a situation.
Yes, and most important, you need to also work on your personal well-being. Because you're going to break down. I spoke to a guy who is at the end of his tether. He wants to walk away. But you ask him, what has she done to you? There is nothing. But he's like, I cannot live with that because people are talking about us.
And you see, there's one thing that we need to appreciate, that when we are relating or married, you see, this is not just about me and you. This is a community affair. You see that? So, much as the community might not determine how we conduct ourselves.
But how do you fit within that community?
But you see, how do you fit in?
So
how do you interface with the rest of the other people?
You're streamlining right from the start of your relationship.
Yes.
Exactly.
Thank you. Dear viewers, it's such a heated... It's such an interesting topic.
Now,
and you realize...
Jose and Goma.
And you realize there are such peculiar characters out there. Livingstone says, manage such a character. Engage cautiously. Keith says, streamline. Yes? Find a way of reducing the toxicity of such a character. But also, most importantly, from the word go, find a way of telling these people what you want and what you don't want, because they will listen to you. Viewers, we're coming back right after the break. And after the break, we have a number to share with you. It is the Code Family, where we shall be discussing issues beyond the talk show. Thank you so much. See you after the break.
for health. The Higher Life, the era of the world revolution, with Apostle Dr. David Kunawa and Pastor Rita Bella Kunawa of Rivers of Life Assembly International, Boston, Massachusetts, USA. Streaming every Tuesday from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. East African Standard Time, with the incorruptible, incomparable, and revolutionizing, life-transforming Word of God. Only on Bethany TV for health. Are you ready for this good news? You can now watch Bethany TV on Yo TV, Afromobile, and Airtel TV apps. Yes! Catch the finest programming prescription for everybody, wherever you are, whenever you are. Bethany TV for health. Showing on Bethany TV.
Why do we get sick?
That lack of knowledge is it's a very, very big problem.
What can we do to avoid becoming sick?
From hospital and you're fine, you don't disappear. Come back after 6 days. We do an assessment. How is your blood pressure? How are you doing? How are you coping up with motherhood?
Here's an opportunity to learn about some of the common illnesses and how to avoid them.
Don't overuse your knee joint.
Buli muntu yenna alina obulwadde obwa diabetes, obwa pressure, yetaaga eye check-up.
Get all your health questions answered by a health expert.
Only on the new series of Health and Wellness. Every Saturday, 8 p.m. live on Bethany TV with your host, Dorothy Aine Mbabazi. Exciting news for all viewers of Bethany TV. Bethany TV, the premier health TV channel in Uganda and Africa, and also your favorite TV station, is now on Star Times. You can now watch Bethany TV day and night, weekdays and weekends on Star Times, channel 271. Catch your favorite programs on health, wellness, entertainment, and so much more. Bethany TV is also available on free-to-air, GoTV, YoTV, Airtel TV, and Afromobile apps. Not forgetting online via our website www.bethanytv.ug and social media platforms at Bethany TV UG. Bethany TV for health. Bethany TV for health.
Okay, thank you. Welcome back from that short commercial break, dear viewers. My name is Chula Philemon, here together with Livingstone and Dr. Keith, discussing your wife that is deemed difficult by others, but very loving to you. Oh, thank you so much. Okay, viewers, starting today, we've come up with, because we kept getting concerns from different viewers out there. Some of the topics remain a heated debate that they would wish for such topics to continue in discussion. So we thought that maybe we could come up with a platform that is beyond the TV, taking these such topics beyond the TV, beyond the talk show, onto maybe our socials or our WhatsApp group. So we came up with a WhatsApp group, and I am going to read the number for you. You only need to inbox that person. That person is our public relations manager, and we pay her some good handsome. So please don't be hard on our guy. So that is the number. It is flashed. And also, our lines are open. For the studio lines are very open. If you're out there and you'd love to be a part of this discussion, please call in.
They can even use that WhatsApp number.
You can even use that one. Yes, you can even use that one. Our PRO is live and very active, 24/7, and you're not married. So even at 3, please just neto kuba simu.
But remember, if your wife is so hard, you should not.
If you have this wife we are talking about,
If you have the wife you're talking about,
we are
go
talking
slow.
about.
Go slow.
Go
So
slow.
our lines are open. Our studio lines are open. You can you can be a part of the discussion. And for that number, for our the code Bethany TV, the code family, that is the number that is flashed right there at your screen for insightful discussions after the topical discussions on TV, live on TV.
and they can even suggest topics. They
You can suggest
different
topics.
things.
Yes.
Yeah.
What you're going
Tell
through.
us.
It's going to be our manka thing.
Because
Man
our
can
topics,
think, but anyone can be part of
Anyone,
it.
even the wives, it's
Even the
okay.
wives, it's
Exactly.
okay.
And our topics are picked
Yes.
from what happens in
Daily experiences.
Daily
Daily
experiences.
experiences,
Yes, daily
yes.
experience. So, if you have what you're going through as a man or as a woman and you love us to
Right.
echo that on the national TV, we're going to do that. Just be a part of that that group.
Right.
It's quite a big group and we're going to have quite insightful discussions.
discussion.
Men, we're back.
We are raising responsible men.
Responsible men.
Responsible.
Exactly.
Like you.
Eh?
Yeah.
Responsible now.
He has doubted himself.
He doesn't.
Salongo
He
mulamba wa-
doesn't trust. Aren't you responsible?
Very, and that's why I'm
That is what I'm saying.
Nengeri
So
gyagambye muka
alinga-
Abanga agambye I'm down here, so he wants to bring me up here. I'm already here.
You're already there,
Yeah.
and we want people to walk in your footsteps.
Awo.
Yeah.
Sure.
No, so these guys have words bananga.
Chisakate.
Chocho.
Chisakate.
And this group will lead to the
Chabasajja.
Chisak.
And also,
Yes.
before we start,
Chabasajja.
we're thinking of an initiative because we've had all these initiatives about the girl child, about grooming a girl child.
man.
So we're thinking,
Yeah.
being the code, and we're emphasizing the man. I think at some point we're having an initiative, we're building it up, we are refining it, we are looking for sponsors, and soon we are coming
We're gonna make
with
that
a man,
announcement.
a boy Chisakate.
Boy
We have to
Chisakate.
raise responsible boys
Boys.
and
Yep.
men, yes, that are very passionate about marriage, about the institution, about their
Fatherhood,
country,
yeah.
and
Because you see, the Koja space is dead.
it's dead.
Very
So
dead.
now we need that kind of
We actually
Sakate to
have
bring back.
spoiled- we have
Yeah,
spoiled
we have
Kojas.
spoiled Kojas. So
we meet
need-
our Kojas in bars on Shisha.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we need to bring back the Koja.
And Koja is
this
like,
Sakate
"Mutabani."
is our opportunity.
The Koja that
Mutabani
we-
jamone gateko. Koja is on Shisha. The Kojas we have one of these days.
No, those ones we shall not allow.
Yes, so
Yeah.
we shall not live in a dead system. We are
Not at
rebuilding
all.
it back.
We are rebuilding it.
Yes. So, men, picking from where I ended from. Now, I want to understand furthermore. Having known how to deal with such a woman, you said you manage such a woman.
That's true. As you endure.
No,
then
yes, know the
It is
triggers.
now endurance.
Know the triggers, and when it goes off, endure. Isn't
Right.
it? Keith says streamline. From the word go, let them know the things that you don't like. There will be a fight about it, but at some point she'll realize you're serious about that and she'll give in. Yes? So I want to ask with you, Mukulu Keith, such people, what impact, either positive or negative, but I think more to do with negativity, what impact does it have to the relationship? Remember, the two of you, there is love. You love each other. You don't, and such women don't fight. They love their husbands.
that's
They
true.
don't cheat.
That's
they
very
are
true.
very honest.
Yeah, that's very true.
But then you have, as you grow, your scope around you, your social capital keeps increasing. But because of her other character, her second personality, you grow with the number, she keeps reducing the number, cutting down the number, because there are people that can't move along with
Exactly,
you
that's
because of your woman. Yes. So having known such impact, what other impact does it cause to a relationship? And we shall discuss about the mitigations.
And you see, not just only the relationship, start you as a man. That's too much mental stress.
Good.
Right.
You know, just think about it. You're always you think before. You're always thinking for her. You know, you're worried, you're panicking, you're walking on eggshells. Every time you're in public, you're panicking, you're trying to do backstops and all these things. You're always putting out fires. And she didn't care, she didn't even know. She's moved
So
on.
as you think for yourself, you think for her
You
as
think
well.
for her.
Yeah.
That is too much mental stress. You're strained. You know,
Regardless
Wahia
of the love you get.
regardless of, I mean, Wahia talk about things like where people at the site, if you're building, they'll say, Sebo boboja ku site, mama muleke waka. Tomuleta. Or if you call or you call the garage and say, Mami's car is spoiled, agena jireta. The mechanic will say, Nedda Sebo. Or the border guy, you want to send something home, he'll say, Tata Joli over mama, Nedda sijja kujja. Kubanga mama mutia. You know, you now start literally thinking way beyond what, you know, what the partnership should be bringing. So your mental stress goes down. Two, it affects the communication in the relationship. Because whenever you do that, she'll also be uncomfortable, man. She'll always think that...
So talk about this. But this is a character that she just plays. A character like Anne Kansime.
Now like Anne Kansime's character. That one we see on TV. Actually, Anne Kansime really acts out really portrays it so well if you follow her. Yeah. So imagine, then number two, even her herself, it starts training on your personal, between her. She starts thinking, you doubt me. And you'll hear her make even statements like, it seems you double check my things. It seems you don't trust me. Why are you panicking? You don't want me to be around me. You no longer hang out with me.
That's true.
I mean, I'm entitled to speak my mind if I don't like something and think. Your communication
defensive, their guards are up.
Yeah, your communication starts breaking down between just the two of you, because all of a sudden you start assuming a parental role over her.
Right.
You see, you start becoming the kind of sieve, and you start speaking on her behalf, and that belittles her. She feels I'm being belittled, I'm being undermined.
So now that is to you, the man, about your surrounding. The
surrounding now also gets affected because your social network gets very affected.
That's true.
People no longer want to hang out at your place. Because a normal conversation with the guys can turn into a heated debate where she'll take on each of your friends, even your boss. You know, it becomes a very heated argument. Uncles, in-laws, relatives, fathers, brothers, she can take any of them on like that.
And they usually know a thing about everything.
She has a clue on everything. Even things that you yourself know she doesn't know, she'll take them on. So your social network gets affected.
It's dwindling.
It dwindles to almost nothing. Number two, isolation of your family. That's the worst thing in a community. When your family is isolated because your wife has a certain...
So it starts with you. Yep. Then your social
around yes.
Then your
family. Then isolation, they isolate you. Teachers at school don't want to deal with your children. You know, because
they know their mother.
She's going to come and blow everybody. I mean, the boy has gotten 20% in math, but she's going to blame the teacher. You know, even when she tries to engage in normal conversation, you don't want to go with her for PTAs. You don't want to go with her to normal meetings. Even the community, just around the home area, the shops. The shops don't want to deal with her because the way. So you start becoming isolated. Nobody invites you to functions. You're kicked out of many things because of her. So that's three. So the isolation, your social network. Number four, the children. The children start fearing, like, Daddy, why don't you come without mommy? If the child has a conflict at school or has done and has performed poorly,
not that they don't love the children.
No, she loves her kids to death. She'll die. Those are women who will die for that family. She'll be faithful to the end. She'll love you to death. She'll die and support, and she'll stand for her home. She's like a shield. But the children will start saying, Mommy, you come, Daddy. Daddy is a bit softer. He's the good cop. Mommy is the bad cop. So she starts missing out on important aspects and growths and different levels of your child. And your children also start avoiding. And it strains the relationship in future. You find that they'll rather talk to daddy than mom even as they grow older.
Yeah, but
you are in jam border guys scratches. Yes. Before you know it, you're holding them out from going. Actually, they're already out.
You're protecting the border from your wife.
A border that has scratched.
I'll scratch you like Sebo again. Because here, Olina Stallone Cobra Mwana Jakubaku Batai. Are you playing? Ali said.
Surely.
So even the children, it affects the children themselves. The way they see mommy, they look at mommy and like, mommy ayaka. I would rather deal with dad. Mommy, you know, and it's
they can't have their friends at home.
Thank you. Yes, they can't have their friends at home. Yeah.
Stone, you said you manage such a character. we do not managing up to that extent. But also, do you have some peculiar effects that you think can happen to your marriage, to your couple, your children, your home, in trying to manage such a woman?
Yeah, of course, there are a couple of things that could come, just like Keith has said. But also there is something that stood out for me, what we call problem solving. You see, it becomes quite tough because you can't be on the same page with this person. They will barely listen. So their listening is totally cut off. Totally. They won't even think about what you're saying. So it strains the relationship. Why? Because every time you want to move forward, she's retarding progress. Yes, there is nothing you can agree about.
It affects your family growth.
It affects your family growth. Your problem solving is actually affected because you'll have challenges in a relationship. But if you can't sort them, then you can't make progress together. But also...
actually, such people,
yes.
they're usually hard workers. They're striving for growth.
Right.
But because they are moving 2 steps in front and moving 3 going back, their growth is retarded.
That's true.
They're not going anywhere.
They can't do much.
You don't have that social capital around you. No one wants to associate with you.
Exactly.
And with this world, if you're not associating with people, then your growth is in question.
Of course, it is affected. But also, as family, I told you marriage is a family affair. Yes, it is a family affair. So much as, of course, you're going to be isolated as a family, but also people are going to be afraid of coming close.
Yeah, true.
People should be able to come to your house.
True.
For us in Buganda, we say munyumba temebera kubo.
That's true.
Whoever comes to your house belongs.
Belongs there.
Belongs there. So when they come to your house, your family has come, your parents are here, they're here to visit. But you see, they're going to be afraid of your wife. So she's going to keep those away very fast. There is no way they can even come closer. You see that, sure. Yes. But also, when it comes to managing things like finances, looks like she will take an upper hand in all the things that you do. You see that she will determine what happens in her home. So you realize that since you can't even talk about it and agree, probably she might listen to you or not. You see that?
So Pastor Livingstone, what does the Bible say about dealing with such a woman? There's a verse that says men will live on top of...
You'd rather live on top of the roof than share shelter with such a person. It is horrible. You can't stay in such environment.
Is Bible having a mitigation?
Well, the Bible has a mitigation. As long as they are your spouse, you can't send them away. I think the best you can do is pray about it. Pray for your spouse. Yes. But also the other is, much as they have their guards on, just like Keith said, they'll have their guards on, they'll think you're trying to ridicule me, look down on me, you're not supportive in a way. You might need to seek a third party, a counselor to mitigate, maybe to engage, or maybe have a family gathering, a family meeting, to agree on some of these things. Because if she thinks you are against me, you see that, you're against me, you don't approve of who I am, you are seemingly pushing me away because of the kind of person I am, you see that, you're then going to engage another person to talk to them. Maybe that other person will be the one to open their eyes to see the kind of person they are and actually appreciate. You know, at times I've noticed that there are people that won't listen to us because of, I should say, familiarity. They're used to us. They know us. They know a random Keith. They know a random Philemon. You see that? But when it comes to another person, they're going to listen and actually change and be better. You see that? So go to a counselor, go to a pastor, pray about your spouse. You see that? Pray for them and let them understand that they're dealing with a problem. Yes, very
Keith,
important.
To a Jama out there that is actually, they're dating, he is dating such a woman. And of course, being a dating cycle, you think there are things that, that the next phase of life will not find. Maybe they will outgrow such characters. and maybe they're not aware that these people just have a flip side of the coin
Right.
of their personal self.
Right.
So what do you think to such someone who is just getting into such a relationship do to navigate such a complex situation, but also without compromising the bond? Because questioning your partner's character may also be misunderstood as someone katotandise okukyuka. Now you feel you're tired. Eh? You've seen enough. Katotandise. So how can such a man getting into such a relationship navigate such complexities, but without compromising the bond they already have? That is, and they're having a shine on top of them.
You know, one very, very interesting thing about ladies like this is they're extremely loving. I mean, you look at this woman, you fall for, and you're like, I cannot live without her, because you're
very supportive.
Yeah, because you'll find that
available.
your goals are properly aligned. First of all, their life goals, value goals, everything.
Because they're not available to anyone else,
Yes.
so they can only be available to you.
So their goals are so aligned, and you cannot let that go. So you find yourself really being drawn to such a woman. And they're amazing women, honestly. But then, as you keep dating, you'll realize that this lady is unique. She has this personality that might totally work against some of your beliefs or some of the things you want to see in a woman. As we had said earlier, please communicate openly. You're dating. You have an opportunity to either accept that this is who you're going to be with, or you let go and go away. I'm telling you, you have those two amazing decisions.
You have those two choices.
You have those two choices. If you decide to stay with her and you're going to live with her for the rest of your life, you're going to have to communicate openly what you expect, your expectations in regard to that particular personality.
Sure.
Because you see, one thing with such ladies is the expectations are extremely rigid. They're not flexible, by the way. No, they don't back down. When she makes her mind, that is it. There is no other way around it.
Until it is achieved.
What Livingstone was saying is you can't change. Just 1 minute. So you must be very, very clear. Careful, but very clear on when I said boundary setting, because she loves you, she respects you.
Right.
And she does not want to lose you, because these ladies are the type who commit forever. She picks you, you're the one. Come on, by and by. She's going to give birth to your children and she's going to live in that home. So she cannot afford to lose you. She already knows how difficult she is, and people have refused. People have been running away from her. Even with my flaws. She knows. She'll even openly say, me, they don't play with me. She knows. Now she's like, I've got this guy, he loves me, and what does he want? Be very open. And we've said earlier, the way you communicate with her is not like a normal lady. You have to actively listen.
Right.
Don't be combative. Don't put her down. Be patient. Advance with empathy. But being also firm as the man who is going to be in her life, as the father figure, as the priest of the home. Honestly communicate your boundaries and say, you know what, honey, this is what I expect from you. When you have a challenge, please let me know before you kwaka. Let me know. Communicate with me. Talk to me. I'm here. Let me be your shield.
And that should be re-echoed every other time.
Every other time. Say, honey, I'm here. Tell me, is that food not nice? When you feel let me be your anchor. When you feel you're about to lose it, lean on me. Lean on me. You're somewhere, I'm not there, you're about to lose it, call me. Tell me I'm about to lose it, a guy has pissed me off. And say, honey, and then you come her, be the voice of reason. So you start communicating those from the start and implement them.
Thank you.
Stone,
we talked about having still such a wife, and the border guy scratches your car, and you think it's a small thing, but your wife just doesn't think that talking is enough, or even shouting at the border guy is enough. She steps out of the car.
And she says, Bawanga jakukubo no mulaba. And the border guy is twice your size.
And you're usually like a boni.
Like this. And the guy has Tarina Manyo, Alina Gutatu, amaso ga chibaba. Mama is saying,
Ngenda
"Bawa
mbona."
ngona jakukuba gwe."
Both mama and the husband are very
Before
tiny.
no, she's out of the car.
She's out of the car.
And you have to protect the border guy
Yeah.
against your wife.
That's
so,
true.
Stone, how then do you now? He talked about people going into a commitment. She will elaborated that.
Yes, yes.
Now you're married to this person, and you feel this is a character. You've reached a point where you think you're just managing. Yes. How do you manage such a character against your friends, your relatives? You've seen such homes that they usually have so many children maybe that go to stay there during holidays, and no one wants to go there during the. And for those ones that go there, they regret for her.
That's true.
They said they'll never go back. Yes.
You're even used as a punishment. I will send you to Uncle Livingstone's place.
Because
you know
auntie.
Hey, I'll send you there. You become a
Auntie is a
reference.
disciplinarian.
You become campaigning.
She beats
the home.
But when the man comes back home, the moment the man enters the home,
Right.
she coils down, she's loving, she's how do you protect such a woman against your family, against your friends, and also against your children, but without still compromising your bond, the two? Remember, there's nothing between you. Between you, it is only love and sweetness. So without compromising the sweetness, how do you protect such a flip side of a coin?
Now, at the end of the day, much as this is the kind of woman you have, you see that you're going to have to protect
You're
her.
7 years into this.
You're going to protect
You've
her
learned how to manage
from your
her.
family. You're going to protect her from your friends. You're going to find a way of building a wall around her, because trust me, they're going to ridicule her. They're going to talk about you. So you are
They no
going
longer
to all
fear
the
her.
time.
This is 7 years.
And this is the best you
But she's not bothered. We're not talking about protecting her.
Okay, well, what I mean here,
She no longer
yes.
cares.
She doesn't care.
But it's affecting you
What I'm
every
trying to
day.
Bali tubayambe batya.
What I'm
Bali
trying to
tubaya-
show you is,
In a minute.
number one, you're going to make sure that you don't correct your wife or your spouse before other people. Openly.
Not to embarrass her.
Yes. Please don't embarrass her, because that alone will compromise your bond, but also it will compromise your marriage.
She'll actually embarrass you more.
Yes, she will embarrass you more
By abusing your mother.
unknowingly. Yes.
Olegeki tu.
Number two.
And people disrespect her more. Now they see you already cutting. Even your friends will start disrespecting your wife.
Exactly.
Because you
Number
disrespected
two,
her.
you make sure that whenever she's dealing with your family, okay, you make sure you present her to your family in a way that is seemingly, I don't know how best you can ice the cake. In a
Softer than usual.
manner, softer than usual.
Nicely spiced.
Yes. But also, exactly, you make sure that you do that.
Check out Chula is thinking.
Ngaida
Chula is
gamba,
like this.
tomaito
We are teaching.
yogerako.
Chula is like ngenda chikole echo kyagambye nakoga ngenda Chula is
Yes. So you just make sure that happens. But also, much as she might have a problem, you she also has a good side of her.
Absolutely.
You can choose to
You know, you
incline,
understand
and you know
better.
it, yes. Kindly broadcast the good about her.
That is loving with empathy.
Exactly.
Loving with
Broadcast the good, broadcast her beautiful qualities a little more than the bad about her. Because what other people see in her is actually bad.
Good.
So the best you can do is make sure that her beauty comes up. Very much so. So that the rest of the other people around get to appreciate this person.
That's true.
Yes, that much as, yes, she is very loud, she does this, she doesn't accept visitors, she's, battering everyone around her, but she's also
She's a sweet, loving
giver,
person.
she's generous,
Someone is
she's
saying
this, so it is important.
I felt like calling you to just thank you, but I still felt I was going to waste a minute of the good things you guys were discussing.
Maybe they should have called. No.
Dear viewers, thank you so much. We've come to an end of this show. It has been very, very,
Someone
very
is saying
interesting.
It is very interesting here. I think we need to come back with this.
There are many people are in pain.
Surely.
Our number also.
Yes.
Our group
So,
number.
a producer, you flash that number. This discussion will continue on our
On the
WhatsApp.
WhatsApp group,
Yes, on the WhatsApp group. It's been a very, very interesting topic. And we still bring you more interesting topics every Monday, 8 p.m. We have replays every Sunday at 7. Yes, every Sunday at 7. We have the replays only on Bethany TV. If it is not Bethany TV, then man, Tomanyi Joli, you're just joking. Yes, yes,
You're missing out.
Exactly, you're missing a lot. So from us here, Bethany and the Code, from Livingstone, from Keith, and back to you. We love you so much. Thanks for watching, and thanks for giving us great insights in discussions that go on after the show. Thank you so much. We love you so much. See you next Monday.
Right.
We remain the Code. Thank you.
Bethany TV, for health.